At least 15 people were taken to a hospital when a small skydiving aircraft went off the end of a runway at an airport in southern New Jersey and crashed in a wooded area on Wednesday evening, according to authorities. The incident at the Cross Keys Airport, about 21 miles southeast of Philadelphia, involved a Cessna 208B carrying 15 people, according to a Federal Aviation Administration spokesperson, who said it's under investigation. Aerial footage of the crashed plane shows it in a wooded area, with several pieces of debris nearby. Firetrucks and other emergency vehicles surrounded the scene. 3 people are being evaluated at Cooper University Hospital's Trauma Center in Camden, New Jersey, and 8 people with less severe injuries are being treated in its emergency department, Wendy A. Marano, a spokesperson for the hospital, said. 4 other patients also with minimal injuries are waiting for further evaluation, she said. She wasn't able to provide the exact nature of the injuries. Members of the hospital's EMS and trauma department were at the crash site, she said. A person who answered the phone at Cross Keys Airport on Wednesday said he had no information and referred questions to Skydive Cross Keys, a commercial skydiving business located at the airport. Skydive Cross Keys didn't immediately respond to an email from the Associated Press requesting comment. Gloucester County Emergency Management warned the public on its Facebook page to avoid the area in order to let emergency vehicles access the site.
Unlike Iran, US President Donald Trump at present is not threatening war to disarm North Korea. The New York Times draws attention to this fact. The publication notes that 5 months into his second presidential term, the head of the White House seems to be completely oblivious to the fact that Kim Jong-un has become stronger thanks to new nuclear weapons, missiles and allies. If the US never succeeded in permanently damaging Iran's nuclear program through airstrikes, it is hard to imagine what kind of sustained campaign would be required to succeed in North Korea, the publication emphasizes. Trump really hardly mentions the DPRK in his public speeches and does not speak of Pyongyang as a threat. It seems that the head of the White House understands perfectly well that Pyongyang, if it feels threatened by Washington, will not warn the US about a retaliatory strike. as Tehran did, and the strike itself, if anything, could be so strong that the US will regret its actions. Let us add that Pyongyang celebrated the first anniversary of the signing of the Treaty on Comprehensive Strategic Partnership between the Russian Federation and the DPRK. However, if the threat from North Korea increases, the US could strike nuclear facilities and weapons in that country as well. North Korea continues to give the United States the cold shoulder, despite President Donald Trump's apparent willingness to resume dialogue with the country's supreme leader, Kim Jong-un. State media has branded Washington a hostile force after Trump expressed confidence in his ability to end a potential conflict on the Korean peninsula. Trump claims to have considerable leverage over Kim, citing their correspondence during his first term in office. During this period, he also met with Kim face-to-face in a failed effort to entice the North Korean leader to draw down his regime's United Nations-sanctioned nuclear weapons program, which Pyongyang claims is necessary to deter aggression by the US and its South Korean ally. The stalled talks sent bilateral ties into a chill, with North Korea moving to enshrine its nuclear weapons capability into its constitution and resuming its ballistic missile launches and bellicose rhetoric that drove up tensions with the South. Rodong Sinmun, the official mouthpiece of North Korea's ruling Workers' Party, took aim at the US, without mentioning it by name, in an editorial. Hostile forces have, for over 10 years, clung to unprecedentedly harsh sanctions and blockades in an attempt to make us abandon the path of self-reliance, the article said. It went on to praise North Korea's continued determination to resist imperialists, saying that their designs can only be countered by stockpiling strong power to defend the nation's sovereignty and security. The article was published just 2 days after Trump touted his good relationship with Kim, but did not confirm or deny he had reached out to the North Korean strongman.